Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert got called out recently by a local news reporter in Denver when he pointed out that Lauren Boebert is traveling around the state right now bragging about all these projects that she brought, allegedly, into Colorado, but completely forgetting to tell voters, oops, I actually voted against these projects by voting against the bill. So here it is. This is a local news anchor, Kyle Clark, who just laid into Boebert for being such a shameless liar. Here it is.
Republican Congressman Lauren Boebert is once again taking credit for federal funding for Colorado projects that Boebert actually voted against. Boebert's office sent out a news release bragging about her role in securing funding for projects like highway safety improvements and water reservoir construction in southern Colorado. Boebert requested that funding through the earmark process, which is when members of Congress add local projects to bigger spending bills. In this case, Boebert's earmarks were part of the government spending bill that passed in early March. Boebert is one of 40 Republicans who obtained earmarks and then voted against the bill. She was out calling it, quote, swamp omnibus bill, and said that it funded Democratic priorities.
That's how it's done, by the way, everybody in the media. This is what you need to do. This is not necessarily a partisan attack. I don't know what Kyle Clark's policies are. I don't know what his politics are. I don't know if he's a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, or what. All I know is that he is in a position to talk to people every day and give them the news. And it is the job of the news to report the truth. Doesn't matter what political party it is. Doesn't matter what your own personal feelings are. The truth is the truth, and Kyle Clark laid it out there beautifully without getting partisan about it. That's something even I can't do. But he did it, and that is exactly what news anchors across the country, whether it's in a local newsroom or all the way up at CNN, that is how you handle that situation. You call these people out when they lie to the voters' faces. For the record, Boebert is not the only Republican that's been going around doing this. Marjorie Taylor Greene recently sent out an email blast boasting about the projects she brought into her district, except she also voted against that bill. Jim Jordan did the same thing in his district just a couple days ago, said, look at all this stuff I brought you. Neglected to tell his voters that he voted against the legislation, which of course was part of the massive infrastructure bill that the Democrats passed and was signed by Democratic President Joe Biden. So this was mostly a Democratic bill. And sure, these Republican lawmakers put their earmarks in there, saying if we're going to have this bill, here's some money for my district. But even then, knowing specifically at that point, and this actually makes it worse, they knew that this legislation would help their own district. And they still went and voted no. Now, to me, that's even more powerful than just pointing out that they're lying about it. To tell these voters in these deep red districts that, listen, she requested all these projects, or he requested, whoever it is, all these projects for your district. And they were in the bill. And then this person, knowing that they could put 10,000 people to work, knowing that they could improve your infrastructure, knowing that they could literally make your life better with this legislation, they still voted no. Now, that is the partisan message, right? But I still think it's part of the truth, because it is part of the truth. That is what these people did. Whether it's Jordan or Greene or Boebert or any of the other Republicans taking credit for this infrastructure bill that they voted against. They knew that it was going to help the country. They knew specifically how it would help their own districts. Yet each one of them voted against it because they didn't want to bring good things home. That is the truth.